Okay, and we're back. Here are the examples that I'm going to use. Here's a diagram. We have two parallel lines with a transversal cutting it. Now, if I wanted to know corresponding angles, could you name two angles that were corresponding? We could do several different corresponding angles, but let's say, for example, we could say angle CBA. That would be this angle, CBA, and angle BFE. BFE. That angle and that angle are corresponding angles. They're on the same side of the transversal, and they're both above each of the parallel lines. They're above each of the parallel lines. So those are corresponding. If I wanted alternate angles, I could pick, now by the way, as the corresponding angles, you might have thought of several more. These are this and this corresponding. This and this are corresponding. And this are corresponding. We actually have 4 pairs of corresponding angles in this diagram. Now if I wanted alternate angles, then what I'm interested in is angles on opposite sides of the transversal and between the parallel lines. So I could pick, for example, ABF, angle ABF, and ABF, and angle BFG. That would be this angle and this angle. And if you thought about it, you could, there are 2 pairs of these. So the other pair would be DBF and EFB. Okay? Our third kind of angle is co-interior angles. Those are alternate angles. Sorry for my abbreviations. Co-interior angles we could use, for example, angle DBF and angle GFB. DBF and GFB. And again, there's an alternative. We could have done ABF and EFB. Now, these problems here, we're going to use those rules that we know. And I forgot to mark that these are parallel lines. We'll fix that. So, if these are parallel lines, what do we know? Well, these two are alternate interior angles. So if this is 100, then A must also be 100. Here we have parallel lines. What kind of angles are these? They are corresponding angles. So if this is 55, then B must also be 55. What do we have here? The lines don't look parallel, but they say they're parallel. So what do we have? This is 120, and that is C. What kind of angles are they? They are co-interior angles. So they add up to 180. 120 plus C is equal to 180. If I subtract that 120 from both sides, then I get that C is equal to 60. Last thing is, we can take this same idea and go the other direction with it. So, here I have 2 lines with a transversal, and the alternate interior angles are 75 degrees and 78 degrees. Now, if they are not equal, then that means that these 2 lines must not be parallel. Because if the lines were parallel, these 2 alternate angles, would have to be the same. Here's another diagram. What do I have here? 122 and 58. Those are what kind of angles? They are co-interior angles. So, 122 plus 58, 0, 8, 1, they add up to 180 degrees. That means that these 2 lines must be parallel. And that is transversal lines and parallel lines.